What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. Today we're working on the Swift, the daily Swift this time, because, well, as you can see, we've got a little bit of a problem just there, and you know, I didn't really want to eat this week anyway. I'm dying. So we're changing the centre pipe and the exhaust. I'll zoom that out a bit. We're changing the centre pipe and the exhaust. We'll show you how to do it on your particular car because they all are pretty much the exact same. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you are familiar with the channel, you'll remember that we changed the back box on this particular car not too long ago, and I was very cautious when changing the back box that the centre pipe was very rusty, and so as you can see now down the car, the centre pipe has eventually gone, and that's, give or take, I want to say a couple of months that pipe has snapped there at the silencer. We have a new pipe just there, and the pipe was about, I want to say 90 quid, which isn't too bad considering the length of the pipe. Anyway, yeah, the length of the pipe. Steel's quite expensive at the moment, so yeah, £90 isn't too bad. I don't think it comes with any gaskets. I'm yet to open it and have a look. But yeah, first things first, we're going to be detaching the rear silencer. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do, and then get the centre pipe out in the two pieces that it's currently in. Talking about pipes, the girlfriend's just given me some glizzes, so I'm going to demolish those. I need some sauce first. Now we are going to attack the back box first because these bolts will just be the easiest, and we'll be able to get effectively this broken section out then. You do want to first of all jack up the car. I best mention that. I have got two axle stands here because, well, that one just seemed a little bit dodgy. It wanted to sort of move, so this one's a bit of a safety. It is sturdy now. I did give it a bit of a whack with a hammer just to help it settle. For those that don't know, you know, you're best off, before you get underneath the car, if the axle stand does look like it's lifting slightly at one side, I like to give it a little bit of a tap on the legs that it's lifting from. It just helps push it forward. I've also, you can't see it because it is behind the tyre, but I've also got a little chock in front of that wheel that's still on the ground, unlike the other three. So I've just jacked up 3/4 of the car, a couple of axle stands here just because I'm a bit concerned of that red one. These are the two though, these are like 3-ton axle stands, and they'll be perfectly fine. So even if that red one does go, you know, I'm not in any danger. Anyway, if this video doesn't get uploaded, you know what happened, or you wouldn't. Back box first, you take the hangers off, get the bolts first I should say, and take the hangers off. Yeah, we'll get that centre pipe out. I will be dropping this a little bit, probably just at the back, just so that we've got more space to sort of thread the exhaust pipe through. Looking at the shape of the exhaust, I think it wants to come in from the front over the rear beam axle, and then to meet the rear back box there. Problem will always be bolts that haven't been touched for a long time. That's why I'm always hesitant to touch cars that have really low miles and are really old, or cars that are, you know, just not maintained very well in general. Those bolts I know for a fact are going to be the original from the factory. They're probably 16-17 years old, and yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. About 15 years old? It's no 7 in it. You know what I mean? So that's the plan. We've got the first bit off. I don't think it's going to be necessary to drop the back box. It's got plenty of play, plenty of movement in it. What I didn't think about though, because I'm completely unprepared, is the gaskets in between this and the back box, and also the gasket at the other end now thinking about it. I'm going to check the packaging for the new exhaust. If we don't have a gasket, then I might just have to make one with some sort of silicone or sealant, exhaust paste, something like that, but we'll make it work. So a quick tip from me just before we move forward. I always like to have a quick look at the new pipe anyway, just to see if there are any other hangers that sometimes on some cars, I mean it's quite simple on this one, but sometimes on some cars they are a bit hard to see with the components in the way. This didn't have any hangers. The only hangers on this part of the exhaust are here on the back of the back box just there. So it sort of hangs freely by itself from right at the very front to the back hanger there. So we know it's just these two hangers, just rubber bushes, just like you can see here. There's that one there. You just push off, or they should do. Sometimes they are quite difficult. Sometimes the rubber gets quite hard, quite brittle, and so it's more difficult to push them off. But so far so good. So we're going to push these two hangers off, get the two bolts out on the old exhaust, and then that last section there, last part of the broken part, should come off easy. So off camera, on trying to loosen these off, they just feel like they're going to snap. So what I've done is I've rushed to the shop to go and get some WD-40, some sort of penetrant spray, just so that I can give these bolts a spray. I'm going to leave them for like 10-20 minutes, probably give them another spray and then try and free them off, but I'm very concerned that these are going to snap. So we will see. If they do snap, I'll just drill them through and just put a bolt through and just clamp it with a nut and bolt. But I don't want to be doing extra work if I can help it. That is the plan. Hi, the bolt has broken free, and I nearly didn't think it was going to, so I've uploaded a reel on Instagram. But anyway, it is it is slowly coming. Both are loose. I just need to work this one in and out now, which shouldn't be that much of a problem. It's just time consuming. My shoulders are hurting because of the angle. My voice is funny because of how I'm laid. Then when this is off, hopefully that gasket's reusable behind that flange, and once we've removed the exhaust flange, we can put a new one on down there. Very good, very nice. Yay. And that right there is what I mean by a donut gasket. Now that is very much reusable. Sorry for the focusing there due to the low light, but that is very much reusable. It's not corroded through, it's not got any blowing or anything like that. It's not a blown gasket. So that is what I will be reusing and what I should be reusing on the other end of the exhaust. But yeah, I don't think we've got one for the other end. So we're gonna get the B-pipe up now, get it attached. And yeah, I'm just glad that very crusty bolts came off, very crusty. So now the old exhaust is off over there. The new exhaust is here, ready to go. The old gasket is here, and I'm going to try and reuse it the best I can, like that. And just sort of blather it in exhaust paste and hope for the best. So yeah, it's a little bit worse for wear, but hopefully it'll work. But yeah, we're going to thread the exhaust through up over the axle, just there in that little gap there, and yeah, feed it downwards towards the back of the car. That's the plan. I'm going to put this on loosely and just on a couple of threads, just so it holds it in situ. I've done similar with the exhaust hangers, just pushing them on slightly until I can grab a bolt. So we've tightened both the bolts, both the exhaust bushes are on, the hanger bushes, whatever you want to call them, and these bolts have the springs in place. That's very important because that donut gasket that I mentioned previously does allow for the seal to be maintained on the two exhaust pieces on that particular flange while the engine rotates and rocks under acceleration and deceleration. So the springs need to be in place, but the bolts do tighten up fully because they are a shanked bolt, and that shank bottoms out against the flange on the exhaust downpipe. So the bolts are tight, the exhaust bushes are on, the donut gasket's in place to seal it up, and now we're on to the back of the exhaust to put some exhaust putty on and try and reuse that gasket that I showed you earlier on the back box. That'll do. Absolutely blathering it. And so that should be it. So we'll start it up now, see how it goes exhaust leaks wise, and fingers crossed that should be it. It should be good. Should have no exhaust leaks, and we should have fixed exhaust, and that can go out to scrap. And that's it, the exhaust is all fitted, done, sealed. We shouldn't have any further problems with it now because it's pretty much a full exhaust system except for the downpipe. So it's very, very simple, as you can see, very few components involved, just as long as you've got the right tools and the right consumables like gaskets and things like that, which we had to improvise a little bit on the back on the rear silencer. But as long as you've got the right stuff, it should be quite a simple renewal if you find yourself in a situation where the exhaust snapped clean in two like it did on this particular car. So if you like this video, if you found it useful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.